right, guys, so here we are. I'm here today with my man, Alex Smith. I know you guys have seen a lot of Spartan Army, Spartan Solar, and Andy Elliott running together, all right? Something that's super important is you need to understand, I called this going to war in 2024, okay? The reason why, because I think a lot of people are losing their edge. Oh, yeah. I think a lot of people from 22 to 23, like they did good in 2022, made a lot of money, but from 22 to 2023, they went backwards, they went down. And when you go down, you need to self-correct immediately. So our whole goal today, and we're going to call this a podcast, a meeting, a gathering, a training, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, war room. Well, we're going to back out of the plane crash for a minute. We're going to step out of it. We're going to go 20 feet back, look at the plane crash. We're going to say, hey, number one, why aren't people kicking ass? So I'm going to ask Alex some questions, right? I want to talk to you. And obviously, I want to talk about why is Alex growing so fast? Okay, like why is he growing so quick? And I want to start somewhere, and I'm going to strike him quick. And I want to tell you this, that one of the reasons why he's been able to build so fast in the last 10 months was because you got betrayed.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, listen, and by the way, let's not give any names, but I want to talk about how it feels to get betrayed. Some of you out there right now, I want you to go and think about the biggest run you've had in your life. Was it when somebody goes, hey, Alex, I really believe in you, man. I believe in you so much, and you're going to do amazing things. Did that make you feel like, oh, man, yeah, all right, dude, I'm capable. Let's go. Or was it when someone goes or somebody betrayed you or said, hey, man, you're not going to make it? And they literally try to dismantle your company, break you down, break your spirit, okay, which you never let someone ever do. Write this down. Never let anyone break my spirit. I watch people in a basketball game. I watch them. And what do they do when they get tired? They put their hands on their knees. Don't ever put your freaking hands on your knees, because if I see that and you put your hands on your knees, I'm going to crush you. I'm waiting for you to do that. I'll go 20 times harder when I watch you do that. But you got crushed, right? You got crushed. And let's talk about that for a minute. So someone in your company left. And by the way, tell them what you do.
So I own a solar company, CEO of Spartan Solar. I've been doing this for 7 years. I was the director of sales of 2 other solar companies before starting Spartan Solar about 2.5 years ago. And along that journey, though, before massive adversity hit, which we've talked about and I've talked openly about before, I've started at zero a couple times. I've kicked my own ass. I put myself in a place of failure, and I had to rebuild from my own doings, and that sucks because you have to be aware of it, you have to accept it, and you have to move on.
Hey, can I say this? He said awareness. Listen, I want you to understand something. If you're going to go crush it in 2024, you're going to need to own your shit, and you're going to need to become aware. Awareness is a big part of being a leader. So I'm just wanting to make sure everybody.
It's like when you say own your shit too, what I realize is that a lot of times people early on in their lives, they own their shit, meaning they're at least aware of their shit. But then they see it, they know they need to make a change, they don't make a change, and so rather than continue to own their shit because they realize that causes internal pain knowing you can't change your shit, they stop becoming self-aware. They start letting their self-awareness fade away, and they start accepting the reality of whatever is in front of them. And so they stop reflecting, they stop introspecting, and it all becomes whatever else everyone gives them.
Yeah, so you basically stop owning your life,
and
the world owns it.
And you see when people die, right? A lot of times we hear that expression, you're dead before you're buried.
Yeah.
Right? You might die at age 30.
Yeah, you're alive, but you're
75.
dead. You're not living.
And that's because you stop being self-aware. That's that moment that happens, and then you start trending downwards.
Got it.
And so throughout the journey, I started zero a couple times. Again, self-inflicted in the beginning, went through some personal trauma, a lot of death in the family. That caused a lot of a downward spiral I never experienced before. Rebuilt. So then I realized one thing, and you've probably experienced this too. When you can go back to zero, when you can have everything taken away from you, everything that seemed to mean the world to you, and then you can rebuild it back and you do it better, that builds a level of self-confidence that nothing else can ever give you.
That's it.
Because a lot of people, they'll hit zero, they hit the floor or even below the floor, and then they quit, or then they just continue to cascade downward. And when you've never built back up, you don't have this little, David Goggins calls it having the cookie jar, right? You don't have that. So I had it there, and then I did it again. I started at zero 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago before starting Spartan Solar. So I built another company up, built their internal sales team they didn't have before. I decided I was going to take a bet on myself and start Spartan Solar because I believed I could do something better. I believed I could do it bigger, I could do it better, and I believe I could be a better leader. They're all great leaders.
So 2024, write this down. You're going to bet on you. You're going to put your back against the wall, and you're literally going to say, all right, God, what am I made for? And it's your time to attack, initiate, and make that happen. And I want to tell you something. Listen, don't ever let anyone tell you it can't happen. I don't care who doesn't believe. The fact is that you believe it will work.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go to that. So in November, you get betrayed.
Yeah, lost.
And by the way, a lot of companies go through this, but I want to talk about the comeback. Guys, 2024 is about being an overcomer. Okay, going to war with yourself. You know, we got some people that are probably weak saying, oh, going to war, this guy doesn't know. Listen, dude, every day life's a war. Okay, you're either going to fight or you're going to die. Okay, so you get betrayed, right?
I'm going to dive into this. So I lost millions of dollars unexpectedly. Everybody is thinking they're going to get paid because I have to get paid to pay people, right? Because in our company, the reps have always made the lion's share. So that's just how it works in solar. That's just how it always works. We got to get paid, then we pay everybody else. Didn't get paid, kept promising getting paid, wasn't getting paid. Eventually that company just never paid. And so I sold a bunch of Bitcoin to get the money so I can pay people on money I never got. While that was all happening, I had a leader go behind my back and just plant seeds of doubt in everyone's head as who I was and the way I was operating, almost make me look out to be the bad guy as if this wasn't actually happening.
Sure.
And overnight stripped away right around Thanksgiving time, right now, literally.
1 year.
1 year ago was the worst fucking moment of my life. I was on a dock in Tampa, Florida, and I get a phone call with one of my leaders, Zach Crotty, and I'm talking to him. He's like, where are you going to be on Tuesday? I'm like, oh, I'm going to be back in Orlando in their Orlando office. He's like, man, I don't know how to tell you this, but I don't think you're going to be coming back to an office, because he had the inside information. And he was the first person to let me know what was happening behind the scenes. And at that moment, it was like the whole world was shattering. Yep. He was like, it's just not Orlando, though. It's everywhere else, too.
Okay, so let's talk about that for a minute. Anybody right now that's ever been betrayed, that's ever gone through something, let's talk about what happened next, what you did next. And this is what I want you to think about.
So at that very moment, I spent the next 6 hours on the dock. Well, there's I asked him, well, what should we do? What would make this make sense? How can we build back better? And so we went back and forth. And I'm like, dude, I wish you would have said some of this stuff sooner. We could have made some of these changes sooner. I should have asked more questions. I started to take some responsibility there. But right after that phone call, we came up with a game plan of what would work, right, to retain some of the talent.
Offense.
Then I had to go on the offense, but I did take about 5 minutes just sitting there like, holy shit, let me just absorb this, because this is like everything is falling apart in one go. Because losing all the money while losing all the people is a bad combo, right? And so at that moment, then I took that 5 minutes to kind of cry, right? Like cry internally. I don't think I actually physically cried, but I was internally crying.
Either way, it's cool.
And I was like, all right, I'm done. And then I started making phone calls. Spent the next 6 hours calling every single leader in the company, everyone that has any influence, and I started to feel out where they were at, because I didn't know who was who at this point. Yep. I didn't know who I could trust. I didn't know who was with me, who against me, and at this point, I didn't give a shit who was with me or who was against me.
You just wanted the facts.
I just wanted to know who was who, and it was really hard to get to the bottom of that, because people always want to tell a story when they're on the phone with you.
Sure.
And so took 6 hours to dive deep, and felt like I got a good foundation of who was with me. Now, it wasn't perfect, right? There was another, I'd say another bomb went off a couple weeks later where other people again removed themselves.
Sure. Yeah, so the company basically got dismantled. You lost a lot of money. You did the right thing. You got people paid. You're sitting here. You're owning your crap. Obviously, you had a choice here.
Yeah.
To shut it down, okay, or rebuild it.
Yep.
All right, let's talk about the rebuild. By the way, can I just skip to something really quick? How do you feel today, a year from when the bomb went off? How do you feel today?
Dude, I'm on top. I'm going to take over the world, and I'm on top of the world.
Okay, so everybody right now, call your shot. We're sitting here, we're a week going into Thanksgiving. I don't care where you're at today. Okay, let's fast forward a year from now. What will you be saying?
Fucking crazy.
Okay, because if I would have interviewed him last year at this time, he would have sat here weeping, whining, complaining, and hey, it's totally cool. And so would I. I've had shit like this happen to me, okay? But now you're stronger than ever, okay?
Yeah.
Let's talk about your mindset. How's your mindset today?
It's become bulletproof.
Okay.
I keep an edge every single
How's
day.
your physical condition from a year ago to now?
Man, if we could throw some pictures up right now on the podcast to show before and afters,
I'm gonna throw them up.
It's insane.
Okay.
It's
So
drastically different in every way.
Okay, good. Isn't that crazy? Okay, what about your team? What's the loyalty like?
We don't have people that aren't trustworthy in leadership roles anymore. The same leaders we bring on the last leadership retreat are going to be on the next leadership retreat. We don't have a retention issue anymore.
Yeah, and
we found our core.
And by the way, listen, you guys speak direct in your company, don't you?
Oh yeah.
Okay. What about the salespeople, the team? How are they compared to the last team?
I would just describe it like this: the team we have now is selling more solar than they've ever sold before personally at any other company, if they were with another company. And for me, I just know that we have a team that excites me, enthuses me, and I know they have everyone's best interest at heart. Like, it's a team that all want the same thing. They all believe the same things we believe. They're going to the gym every day. They're doing the Murph on Sundays. They're working hard. They're early to bed, early to rise, work like hell, advertise. A lot of them are stopping drinking. They're not taking drugs. They're doing all the right things to feel good, and I just feel better because I know who they are, and I don't have anyone in the company that falls into the category of, he's a little suspicious. Like, I just don't really like the way he moves. I don't really trust him. I don't feel like there's anybody in this company that operates under that guy.
So basically, Alex, what you did, and then let's talk about how you started to build this, okay? But you basically went from having a normal solar company with
normal
systems, processes, hire anybody who's willing to work hard. The leaders were people that were good at selling solar. They weren't necessarily great people. They were people who were good at selling solar because we needed to make money. Right, but you needed to make money.
Yeah.
You went from literally the we need to make money aspect to I'm going to hire people that I believe in, and I'm going to self-invest in people. I'm going to self-develop in my people, and I'm going to grow my people. And you took people that are us, that are you, that are like-minded, hungry people all around the world right now. And guys, by the way, if you're watching this right now, and you're like, man, dude, I'm looking for a new opportunity. I want to be very, very clear, okay? How many states are you in?
We're active in 30 states, and we have high-level leaders in about 6 states.
Okay, so listen.
We need more leaders, and we need more core.
Right, so you need to understand this. The opportunity, you guys are building more leaders right now every single day. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay, so the level up, the opportunity to grow in your company is massive. Big picture, huge for anybody.
By the way, when all that adversity hit, one of the biggest things that I changed was the entire business model. Most companies are built to create these huge stacks of people that get paid before the sales rep. The new person coming in gets paid. We wanted to figure out a way to start everyone at the floor so they can offer the best experience, the best price, the best everything to homeowners, the customers.
Yeah, can we talk about that real quick? So you guys have you guys are one of the top solar companies in the world, becoming one of the top solar companies
number one
in the world.
Yeah.
And I want to say this. Can you talk about that? One of the things that you talk about a lot is that customer service is number one. Right? You talk a lot about, hey, the solar space has been full of amateurs for a long time. People have gotten misinformation. They've gotten misquoted. They've gotten lied to. And you don't stand for any of that. Am I right?
There's so many companies out there right now, even some of the bigger ones, and I'm very aware of how they operate. But they're under this impression they accept all business. They accept all business as good business. When you look under the hood and you see how they do business, they just mislead a lot of clients, and they're still trying to prop up those numbers as if they're real and tangible.
Let's talk how you do it, because your people love working for you.
Yeah.
I get on the meetings with Alex's guys, and there's 1,000 of them, and they're sitting here saying, I love the leadership. I love what we do. I totally stand behind the process. Our customers love us. It's amazing. And they're getting paid really well.
Yeah.
Okay? So let's talk about that for a minute. And by the way, so good job. Total recreation from last year until now. And then let's also talk about where will you be next Thanksgiving?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, shit. Where will you be next Thanksgiving? By the way, what does this mean to you? Well, number one, sometimes I like to listen to someone talk about their life. The dude literally dismantled his whole life, lost all his money. At 28 years old, he's sitting there. He could have been on the worst day of his life, ultra depressed, pissed off, ready to throw in the towel. And he goes, screw this. I'm going to go build an army. And by the way, you started coming to training events all the time. You started bringing your people. And dude, literally start self-developing. And not only did you find the right people, but dude, you believe, which is what I love, that you can build anybody.
Yeah.
If you want to do the right things, if you're a good person and you want to sell solar, which solar is great for every homeowner in the world, and you want to sell it the right way, it's heaven on earth. You can get paid great, and you can work for a great company. All of your people, you just said something. You go, I don't want my guys doing drugs. I don't want my guys drinking. You go, I want my guys to have good families. I want my guys to go into bed on time at night. I want them waking up early and hitting the gym. Dude, it sounds to me like really all you want to do is make people greater and give them an opportunity to build a lifestyle they could never have.
Well, I'm just realizing there's a lot of weak men getting created in society right now, and it's not even their fault. It's actually what's pushed as being good, as being weak. So I want to course correct the world as much as possible right now, and bring people in that they haven't found their home. They feel a little lost. They haven't figured out exactly what they want to do in life. They aren't dialed in physically or mentally.
So it's a massive mentor. It's a massive mentorship. I want
to shift everyone into I want to create strong men and women. And when you create strong men and women, guess what? They can do the same. When I started really taking care of myself, you asked how I was a year ago. I wasn't taking care of myself like I am today. I don't lose my edge. Monday through Sunday, I keep my edge. On Sunday, everyone's off day. I have an edge day. And that's when I do a Murph and I do a challenge. I push myself physically and mentally on a day where everyone else wants to take off. So once I started to really take care of myself, it became very easy to take care of other people. It became easy to take care of my leaders, to take care of the company, to take care of operations. But I didn't have this much time invested in myself previously. I didn't realize how important it was to never lose your edge. I used to think off days were a good part because it starts to get preached that you should take time to rest, and there is a place for rest, but I don't like defining anything as an off day. If you take an off day, you're going to lose your edge. I would rather keep my edge
Especially
7
when you're
days a week,
building a new
and not in the
life.
build phase. Not if you want something new. If you want the same thing, you don't need an edge. But if you want something new, you want to create something no one's ever created before, you want to give someone something they've never had before, it is your responsibility to keep your edge for them. I have to do it. So you have to kill all the bad habits. You have to kill the drinking. You have to kill the drugs. You have to kill the going out. You could keep doing all that stuff if you don't want that, though.
Yep.
But I don't think anyone I work with wants to live that old life. They want the new life. They want to recreate themselves. Something you talk about all the time that's implanted in my guys' heads every day now is daily recreation.
Yeah. Yeah. And by the way, how important is it? And listen, you're all leaders. Everybody watching this right now, you are all leaders, just so we're super clear. And now that you're deciding that I'm a leader, which some of you are badass leaders and some of you are becoming new leaders today, you must hold the standard for your team.
Yeah.
When you say total recreation every day, the day you stop recreating, they're going to believe it's not possible.
That's why I'm here right now.
Yeah, right. But I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
that's a big key deal. So anybody watching this right now, if you own a company, if you got a company, if you are a leader, if you want to become one, like, dude, you have to hold the standard. Super important. You talked about like helping people. Not everybody is lost that comes to work for you, but you it seems like you believe a lot in people that have been through adversity, that have had struggles, that have gotten betrayed, that have gotten burned, and they're looking for loyalty, and they're looking to not be lied to, and they're looking for a home and a place to be accepted in and join. And that's why you call it an army, right? Like your shirt says Spartan Soldier, right?
Yeah.
Can you tell us, men and women,
Oh, yeah.
what kind of human beings and individuals that you want in your company, and then also how can they join you?
So the biggest thing I'm looking for is full alignment. And what I mean by that is I want to work with people that believe the same things we believe. And how do you know if you believe the same things that we believe? Watch our podcast. Watch the way we communicate. Watch the way we speak. We have a Spartan Way podcast where we talk about everything we believe and everything we do. We show it on social media. Sometimes people think social media is a facade and it's putting on a show. That's not us. This is the same inside and out.
I'll tell you, this is how he lives.
You're the same way as well.
Yeah.
And so if you can believe our message, which I think people need to become physically dominant. I think people need to take care of themselves. I think people need to go deeper and take care of what's getting put into their body. I think people need to take care of what's getting put into their mind on a daily basis. I think that people need to start taking care of other people more. And you always bring this up, and it's ingrained in my brain now, which is you got to out-care the competition. I want people that care a lot about themselves, and then they're going to care a lot about everybody else. And if you have full alignment with our beliefs and what you say, think, and do, and one of our expressions we bring up every single day, which is early to bed, early to rise, work like hell, which is you got to go produce. You can't you can't live this fugazi. I'm a advertiser. I'm going to show you how great of an influencer I am, world. You have to go.
99% of the world.
You can't. Everyone skips this step. They want to go straight to I'm going to advertise how great I am and talk about how I'm a guru. They're like, no. We need, and you told me this one thing, and it stuck in my head. There's perception is reality. We're going to always be bigger than we are, right? Everyone's going to see how big we are. We're bigger than you could imagine. But then there's the truth, which is black and white, and that's results. We have to have results, and then you can go advertise. I don't want anyone on our team or anyone in the company to advertise their way of living. And by advertising, I don't mean saying, hey, come sell solar with us. I mean, show the way you live. Show the way you work out. Show the way you eat healthy. Show the way you produce every single day.
Treat your family.
Show how you're with your family, with your team. And if you can live by that alignment with us, and then you're internally engaged, there's two other categories here. You're highly internally engaged, meaning we have a company chat that blows up every single day. Everyone is firing up for everybody else. And it's really cool to see because people aren't just celebrating their own wins, right? People aren't just celebrating just their teammates' wins. They're celebrating every team's wins within the company. And they're allowing everyone to co-collaborate and cross-pollinate, which makes everyone better, faster. So you got to be internally engaged, and then the advertising side is the external engagement. You have to be engaged with the world. And that shows me that you're proud of what you're doing here. If I don't see you engaged on social media with what you're doing at Spartan Solar and what you do in your own life, I don't even think you like your own life.
That's facts.
Because I think if you're excited about what you're doing, you just want to share it because you know it's infecting you in a positive way.
That's right.
So if you can do all that, guess what? I'm going to have a high level of trust to work with you. And anybody have a high level of trust, I know I can move really fast. And if I can move really fast, speed and trust, right? Those are our words for this year. I need to have a lot of trust so we can move really fast. If we can have both of those things, we'll turn you into whatever you want. We'll make you go from broke to a millionaire in a year. That's something we can do. But all of that needs to be the foundation because guess what? Then I don't have any friction in my heart and I'm excited to work with you and I can pour everything I have into you and so can my leaders.
Yeah, and your leaders operate the same way you do.
Oh, all day.
Which is why I love it. And you got one of them here that's a badass. He follows just like you. your
He's
boy.
put on like 25 pounds.
Yeah,
in,
he looks like a
90
different
days.
animal. Anthony
Crazy.
looks like a killer.
Killer.
Okay, super important. If somebody wants to join, if they want to join, they can go to your Instagram, right? And there's a link that's in your bio. Is that correct? And also there's a link in my bio, but there is a link in your bio. And tell them how that works. They click on it, they answer some questions, send over a 30-second video, and then you'll reach out to them. How does that work?
Oh, yeah. So we have you can follow me. It's Alex H. Smith. And if you go onto my Instagram, you'll see it in the bio. All of our guys have it in their bio too, because we want to bring people into the Army that follow exactly what I just said. Once you fill it out, there's going to be a video with me and Andy talking a little bit about what we're doing here. And we kind of went into that for a second. But once you fill out the questionnaire, there's going to be a part where you have to attach a 60-second video. This is where, and I'm looking at all you guys right now, you really got to sell yourself. Like the way we watch these videos and we send these videos around to one another, and there's some videos that are a joke and you're not even going to hear a response from us. But then there's the videos that people are like getting after. They're in the gym. They're talking to us. They're speaking the way. They have high energy. They come prepared. They come what feels like ready for war, right? And since 2024 is that we're going to war, I need you to sound like you're ready for war. And if we see a video like that, guess what? You're going to get a screening call. That's a call where we're going to have someone on the back end team, maybe myself, reach out to you and just see if you're the right person just out the get-go. We're not going to spend a lot of time on you until we know it's worth spending time on you.
Facts.
And after that, you're going to get an interview if you pass that test. There's a few tests that you have to pass because, again, before, like you mentioned, we used to bring in everybody. But now I'm so careful.
You guys vet. By the way, only good companies vet.
So careful.
Okay? Any place that you can go and show up and you're breathing and got a pulse and you can get a job, you do not want to work at. You want it to be a vetting process because your team, they trust that when you bring someone onto the team, right, that it's someone like-minded like them. They trust you guys, and that's why this process is so cool. And by the way, one of the things I want you to know about, guys, is we all suck till we don't. Am I right? Like, we all suck till we don't. Like, you don't have to be selling solar to come work for you. You can literally be a responsible person that is ready for a new challenge, that's ready for a new life. And maybe if they don't do all the things that you have talked about right now, but they are ready to do them.
You have to want to do it.
Yeah.
But I think deep down everyone wants to do it. It's like you just hit, are they ready to actually do it?
And if they're ready, there are leaders that will help them develop all of this, all of the training. And the cool thing I love about your company, the way that you have set up, really nobody even sells anything. It's really just helping people. I mean, and that's the reason why you guys are blowing up so big. But anyways, you got betrayed. You literally went back. You rebuilt. Everybody knows the build's the bitch. So you went back. You rebuilt. You found out who was with you, which there was only how many people?
Yeah, at that time. So this is the crazy part. So come January, it's just 30 of us. So kicking off January, the new year, I'm at a low in my life. I go out and blitz with some of the teams, go out selling with them on the doors, take an Airbnb, and just a blitz is basically when you work around the clock, morning till night for 10, 20 days straight, right? Because we have to create momentum.
Yeah,
and
it was grind time.
It was grind time. Created some momentum, started seeing some success. We really figured out who was all in. And that was just 30 people in January. In June, we were at 86. Now, flash forward to today, we're at about 400 people. But not just 400 people. The thing that happens during adversity and a big challenging moment like we had before, I like to look at it like this. So when you bring out someone, and I already knew some of these people should have been removed from the company, but I didn't ever take action on it because they're still there. Yeah. I don't know what it is. It's just like you want to
No, it's a afraid. I call it avoidance because it's a fear of making a mistake.
Yeah.
Because internally, you think you can fix everybody.
That's a good way to look at it.
Yeah. I call it avoidance. I see leaders avoid shit all the time because they're afraid they're going to make a mistake.
Yeah.
Right? So, like, you're like, I can fix anyone. And the fact is that, bro, you can't fix everyone.
I've started to realize that.
Yes, and listen, and if they're not like-minded and they're not like you and they're not doing the stuff, then the fact is that there's a good chance that they're probably not happy and they're probably tainting the rest of your team and they're probably being cancer to the rest of your team. So you must let them go. And how I explain it is that, dude, listen, I want to be happy and you want to be happy too. Okay? I need you to work here to be us.
Yeah.
Listen. There's us and then there's you. You may be a badass, right? But if you're a badass and then you're not a part of my team, you're not us.
Yeah.
I need you to be us. And since it doesn't seem like you want to be us, I love you. We're going to let you go find your us. And that just opens that up to your team saying, hey, dude, we don't tolerate people who aren't us. And it's not that you're not bad. Or you're a bad person. It doesn't mean that we're better than you. What it means is that we hold ourselves to a level of excellence that, like, we're not going to tolerate it. And by the way, isn't it cool to be positively peer pressured to be better?
Yeah.
Like, write this down. Like, positive peer pressure. You know, a lot of people, they think that like when we push people to do this stuff, they're like, dude, you shouldn't have to do that to work somewhere. Dude, listen to me. You don't have to do anything. Okay, you don't have to stay attractive. Okay, you don't have to have a lot of money in your bank. You don't have to get financially free. Okay, you don't have to care. You honestly don't have to do any of this because honestly, 90% of the world doesn't. And the fact is that at the end of their life, they're going to be sitting on a bedpan saying, I wish I shoulda. So we're not.
Yeah.
And so that's the reason why, like, I love that we get out there and say, and by the way, you know what's cool about this podcast? Like us talking, is that people can make a choice right freaking now. And by the way, I'm not asking, hey, if you're in a great company, if you have a great company, listen to Alex's story and go fucking kick ass. But if you're watching this right now and you're looking for an opportunity in 2024 to destroy it, if that is the case, you need to go find Alex right now on Instagram, Alex H. Smith, and literally go into his bio and go through the questions, which are very easy. It's just we want to understand you, and literally make a video. And when you make the video, the eyes are the window to the soul. They don't have to speak like you. They don't have to talk like you. You can just tell if there's a level of care in which when they made the video that they want to be with you. They want to be a part of you. Not they have to, they want to. Most people feel like they have to work. You want people who want to work, right? And that's it. And by the way,
we don't micromanage, so
that's what I was about to say. What I love about y'all's company is that you always say this, I'm not a babysitter. Yeah. So like if you're wanting to win and you want to be the badass you always said you do, we're going to give you an opportunity to do it. Now, the one thing that I want to say, this is super cool, is you give your people the tools and the resources to become great. Yeah. Right? Can you go into that? Like, what kind of resources do you give people when they join you? Not just the opportunity.
I'm going to touch on two notes.
Okay,
so
let's go.
So one, and you brought this up, and I want to clarify. Like, a decision happens in an instant. A decision to make a change happens in an instant. Now, it can take you 6 months, a year to make that decision to change, but a decision happens in an instant. And oftentimes, you have to rewire your brain internally. So a good example of this, if you wanted to stop drinking, and this is what I did when I stopped drinking over 2.5 years ago, I knew I wanted to stop for a while, but the decision happened one day when I was like, I can't do this if I really want to become who I want to become. I can keep making about $1 million a year at this level when I'm drinking. I was like, that's not for me. And I was like, I'm no longer going to be the best leader for a lot of people if I continue this. Even if it's just once a week, it just can't happen. So when that decision, it happens in an instant. Same with like deciding to make a change physically. If you want to join a new company, make a change, to change your bank account, to change your family's life, to change who you are as a person because you connect with what we say, that's an instant. And when you make that decision in an instant, the next thing you have to do is you have to start rewiring your brain. And so for me, for drinking, for example, I rewired my brain to feel immense pain every time I saw it. If I saw someone drinking, if I saw someone, even if I was around it, because I still wanted to be around it because I didn't want to shelter myself from reality, I would look at that and just feel the pain they're going to feel the next day. And
you basically put yourself in their shoes.
I just put myself in their shoes, and I felt the infliction. And it's just like I could never do that. Leader. So you need to rewire your brain after you make the decision. And same thing if you decide you want to join a company. Like, dude, you have to rewire your brain because you might not do any of these things we're talking about, but immediately you have to seek so much pleasure in the fact that you are working out or you are eating healthy or that someone at least wants you to do those things. You have to see pleasure in and not pain in it, because a lot of people will continue to feel pain. Oh man, I got to do this, I got to do that. But no, you have to just course correct.
Find joy in being different.
You got to do that.
Yeah, like, hey, and I want to say this to a lot of you guys,
because then you can lock in and keep going.
That's right. Like, dude, I walk into an airport and I see 95% of the people look the same, but then occasionally you look over and you see somebody sitting down and you tell me, man, they're doing something big. Yeah. You know what I mean? And like, that's my point.
Walking through the airport with you, even if people don't know who Andy is, it's bizarre. But him and Aaron, I think maybe the bald heads, but when they're just walking around.
Well, my shorts are so short. And, right? and then Aaron's so big. They're like, dude, where are these guys?
These guys got to be doing something big. And people will just stop them. They have no idea who they are. They're like, I just feel like you're somebody. Well, but, and I'm like, that's how I want to be perceived everywhere I go. Exactly. So I'm going to change my life to where. And now it's happening. When me and Anthony are walking around, we get people stopping us now. We're wearing the same gear. We're looking different.
They want to know what the hell is going on.
Like, I feel like you're somebody. I'm like, oh, we're doing something right now. Because people that don't know us think we're somebody.
Can I ask this question? If somebody's watching this right now and they're like, dude, all right, how do I get everything that you're talking about, right? When you join Spartan Solar.
Tools.
You provide them training.
Oh, yeah.
And obviously I train all the guys as well in the leadership, but you also provide them exercise programs. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's a few folds.
Yeah, let's
when
talk
you
about
come
that
in
for a
through
minute.
onboarding.
Let's talk about the self-development
Okay.
Spartan Solar offers people.
So the biggest thing, most companies when they're trying to scale, especially a lot of the sales companies trying to scale, they just try to throw anything at the wall and see what sticks. And that approach can work, right, to a certain degree. We wanted to take a very different approach where that's why we're thorough with when we vet people to see if we want to bring in the company. Because if you are a good fit and we're not even good fit, we're just excited to work with you. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
We need to feel excitement because we're then going to pass you on to our leaders. And you're not going to be just told what to do from afar. They're going to be physically with you, teaching you. So not only are you going to get all the tools, the technology pieces to scale, right? You're going to get the technology pieces to get better, the training platforms online. You're going to have the stuff you need so you could do things at home, right? Which is important part of learning.
Yep.
But I think one of the biggest components is you're going to be with leaders that actually care.
They're hands-on.
Leaders that are going to take you out in the field. They're going to show you exactly what it is you need to do so you can get your language right. Because once you learn what to say, like solar sells itself. It is very easy to sell.
Yeah, can we talk about that new guy the other night you sent me a picture of?
Oh, which one?
Brand new, the guy that he sent the video in, filled out the questions.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And then went through the vetting process,
Yeah.
right? You said he was fired up, ready to sell. He goes, I love Andy Elliott, ready to win. He's like, dude, just tell me what to do. You guys brought him on.
Brought him in day one.
First day one. Tell him what happened.
So day one, he was out.
I mean, this is what happened. So I want you to understand day one.
He took action. So he took action. That's the thing, though. Some people can come into any company, and the company can't just make you successful without you wanting to do it, right?
Right,
So,
but our people know that.
Yeah.
They're hard workers. Anybody that's watching this that would go fill that out is ready to go.
Okay, so you're the hard worker, right? So you come in and just do what the leaders say to do, right? So guess what they did, and he did.
Be coachable.
He went out into the field with the leader. The leader's showing him what to do out there, communicating with clients, communicating in the home with the close, everything they need to do. He was just there and put himself out there and did not pause. He just immediately attacked.
Yep.
And day one, he's out with Nick Murray. Day one, he gets a sale with one of his leaders. And the leader's hand-holding him, right? So he's doing a lot of the work for him, helping him get paid right away.
Yeah.
Because our leaders care, right? Because he could have easily, said, this is all me.
Yeah, and so what could a guy get paid on something like that? Customers are happy. I just want to ask.
Yeah.
And give me an average. I mean, like, for a good job, like customers happy, right?
Right.
Leader helps him. He's training, self-developing. He's in a great company now. Day one on the job, roughly what will that guy make?
Day one, if you're coming in brand new as in the beginning, you're a setter, right? So you have to learn
so
every
you go
part
through
of the
processes.
job. So day one, you're gonna be making about $2,000 to $3,500 a job as a setter.
Okay, so that guy made
Per job.
anywhere. That guy was out in the field for a couple hours with a leader, hands-on, and made anywhere between $2,000 and $3,500 for that.
I mean, they
day.
can make up to 5-6K, but I'd say average, we're looking at probably $2,000 to $3,500.
But my point is that look, how many days do you want to work a month? Okay, 20. Let's just use an example. Could you work hard with a great team, give it all you got in 20 days? 20 days times 2,000 on the low end average, or 3,500 on the upper end on average, is 40,000 to 80,000 a month. If you could find a sell every day, which there are guys who find them every day, because whatever you're looking for, you'll find.
Yep.
I want to tell everybody that all I care about and all I've lived for since I started my training program was finding people who want to win, and then training them to crush it and kill it in whatever it is they're going to do. But never have I really opened up opportunities for people to join. And that's why I want to tell some of you right now, if you're in a great place, if you have a great company, guys, do what Alex is doing in his company and go kill that ass. Okay? We love you guys. And also, if you're wanting to do this, or if you know you're the right person, but you just don't have the right company, because I don't want to call this recruiting. I'm telling people what's available. Yeah, right. He doesn't recruit, which is what I love. Everybody's always like, I got to recruit people. No, dude, you want to find your people. Guys, there's 9 billion people on this planet. You don't need to go work somewhere where you don't like the kind of people that are there. If you go work for Walmart, there's 90 million different kinds of people. One guy's pissed off, one hates his life, one's super nice, but really it's just a mixture of everything. You're showing up, you're getting paid, and you sell your dreams for a salary. Jobs like that, unless you own Walmart, are made for people with small dreams. And I'm not being disrespectful. Alex,
well, there's categories, and I think Patrick McDavid talks about, right? I know you're close with him. There's the entrepreneur, right? The person that's going to create the opportunity. There's the entrepreneur that builds the opportunity within. Yeah. And then there's just the workers. And the workers, we don't have workers here. We really don't. We just have entrepreneurs, people that want to build within an organization going somewhere.
Yeah.
And that's what I want to hone into. I want to hone into the entrepreneurs. If you're just a worker that needs to clock in, clock out, this is not for you, straight up.
And you need more leaders because you have so many people joining. How many people do you think will be sitting at the end of 2024 in Spartan Solar?
We're shooting for 10,000.
Okay, I want you guys to hear that. 10,000. Now in 10,000, are we going to need leaders?
Yeah.
You bet your ass we are. Are we going to need people that give a shit? Hell yeah. Now listen, I know that there's some people that are watching this that are like, oh man, I love Andy, but he's always trying to recruit my people. You're so lost. I hate that you can't see. I hate that. Dude, listen to me. I hate that your perspective is always someone's trying to take something from you. You need to understand this. If you have something great, nobody can recruit your people.
Yep.
You can't recruit anybody on my team. I know I can't recruit anybody on your team. Nobody can recruit somebody who's happy. If you're unhappy, if you've been waiting for something, I know people every day, they're like, Andy, I'm ready to get in sales and I'm ready to change my life. These are the guys, or they've been in sales and they've gotten betrayed. Yeah. Like one of the things that I love, why a lot of your leaders are so loyal to you is they are very good at selling solar, but they have been burned over and over and over. And your promise to your people, or is if I ever lie to you, get out of here.
Yep.
That's if I lie to you. So your accountability with your team is so high that your standard is if I ever lie, cheat, or steal, me. If I ever do it, you guys all abandon me immediately.
If you see me even stop living the way I say I'm living, if you even see my standard decrease as a human and not continuously increase, fucking leave me. Because I'm not going to keep growing.
I love that, man.
Like, I got to keep going.
Yeah, and by the way, so you're 29 years old, right? Is that right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, you live in Florida.
Yeah, Miami.
Okay.
Good old Miami.
Yep. And he's going to be living part-time in Scottsdale, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, walking in.
Okay. And, guys, he's starving for the next generation. Okay, what does that mean? If you're 18, if you're 25, if you're 40 years old, if you got a family, if you don't have a family, if you're ready to change your life and you're looking for the right opportunity, not only to just have a great opportunity to be around great people who want to watch you self-develop and become the man or the woman you always wanted to be, but also really help you get paid really well and have a good life. And I want to say one more thing. Go to sleep at night like a baby. One of the things that I love about him, he always says, man, I go to sleep like a baby, dude. He goes, we run such clean deals in our company. Your software is so highly developed. It's very expensive. You have your own in-house coders, the way they've built it, that honestly, like you said, you're not really selling anything. You just need to be coachable. You need to become a good person, and the leaders are going to do everything to help develop you.
And then the systems take care of the rest. The systems and software take care of the rest. The complexity, we always talk about this in our company, which is kind of like a motto, especially with operations, which is complexity is the enemy of execution. So we need to keep everything extremely simple. And by keeping it simple, we don't mean it's not built out. We don't mean it's not an intelligent system. We mean that it's so simple that you don't have to really think. It's intuitive for you to do. So we created systems that are super intuitive so you can get the result at the end of the day without having to get lost in the weeds. Yeah. And we wanted to create an environment where systems allow us to scale, because we can't manage people at 10,000, but we can manage systems. Yeah. And that way you want to be a leader too. You want to bring people in.
Confusing technology is where people get lost.
And
dude, listen, I'm a salesman. So at the end of the day, I've learned there are CRMs that I love and there are CRMs that I hate. And if a company brings in a bad CRM, no one will use it.
Yeah.
If it's a confusing CRM, no one will use it. But if it's easy.
Even a bad group chat, right?
Yeah, bad group chat. I mean, anything, right? And that's what I love about all your stuff is that you're so young and innovative, but you really have like a 50-year-old brain. You have like an 18-year-old energy. You have a 50-year-old maturity, right? But then at 29 years old, you're in your youth, you're in your prime, and dude, you don't judge anybody. Everybody needs to understand this, okay? We don't care who you've been, what you've gone through, or what you've done. All we care about is who in the hell do you want to become? Yeah. Am I right?
Oh, yeah.
And dude, and listen, I'm an overcomer. I've made lots of mistakes, man. I mean, God, dude, I don't know how I got here, but I got here because God is good and he gave me a second chance, or really 2 million chances. And I want to tell some of you, one of the reasons why later in my life I really blew up and started doing some big stuff is because I was always around the wrong people. The proximity of being around a guy like Alex and his leaders and his team is priceless. Being around people that will develop your life is priceless. It's priceless. It literally, you can't put a dollar amount on it. And now, if you can have that priceless, development and be around good people that want you to become a good person, like just imagine what the future of your life looks like. Imagine that. Now, I'm going to go to this last thing, and then let's kind of end this right here on, it really only takes 2 good years to change your entire life.
Sometimes less.
Oh, sometimes less, but I want anybody watching this right now and to know that going to war in 2024, this is your year, okay? I don't care what happened in 2023. I don't care what happened last year. I don't care what you did before. I don't care who you used to be. I don't care who burned you. I don't care who you burned. What I care is 2024 going to be the year that everyone talks about on your deathbed? That was the year that you caused, not say market disruption, but total recreation. Mm-hmm. And total recreation will develop and give you a life you never freaking imagined.
I mean, just think about it like this. A year ago, almost today, was the worst time of my life. I lost millions of dollars. I lost over 70% of the company I poured everything into to build. My bank accounts also got hacked. I lost my relationship right before that too. So, it was like I really needed someone to talk to when I was going through it. I had no one to talk to. And so all of this stacked up at one moment. It was within a few weeks, all of that happened.
Yeah.
And then a year later, we're in contention to be the top solar company in the industry. And we're going to be the top solar company by the end of 2024. But that's just 1 year and a lot of adversity. So my point is, if you're going through a lot of pain and adversity, you're having challenges in your life, whether it's financially, physically, mentally, like it can all change really fast, but you have to find the community and brotherhood that all are in that boat. You can't do it on your own. You want to do it on your own. We all want to do it on our own.
You got to have a family.
It's just a shortcut, and it keeps you there when you don't even want to be there. And then you look up a few months later, and all of a sudden you're on top of the world, and people ask you how you're doing. And I'm like, dude, I'm in heaven. I feel like I'm in heaven on earth every single day right now, and I'm around the people that inspire me, that fill me with joy. The people I spend the most time with are the people I work with right now. Mm-hmm. Because guess what? They all feel the same way I feel. And how special is that to know that the people that you get to spend all your time with want the same things you want. So guess what? You're going to get what you want out of it. But in a year, that all can change.
Yeah.
And what's going to look like a year? We're going to have 10,000 people. We'll be the top solar company in the industry. Everyone will have to go to us if they want to have
and
a good
everybody
experience.
Matters. Yeah.
Everybody matters.
Everybody matters in your company, which is cool. Everybody's a part of the family. Everybody's a part of the love. Everybody's a part of the brotherhood. And by the way, women do really well in your company too.
Yeah,
right?
we don't have as many women in our company, to be completely transparent.
Right, but women are really dangerous.
The women that we do have in our company that are sales, they just have an edge.
Yeah, they're
they
killers.
got an edge out there because it's they're not.
Well,
most
number one, women are very good.
Yeah,
they are, and they seem to be very coachable and can learn very quick. So I just want to say, like, when we say like band of brothers and a brotherhood, it's because like us being guys, that terminology. There's a lot of men, but the girls are really good, man, and they make a lot of money. And it just seems like they're growing like crazy. So I just want to say to everybody, hey, number one, we're grateful for you. We're going into Thanksgiving week. It's Monday, right? We smashed the freaking gym this morning. We came into work. We got big stuff going on. He's flying back out to Florida here in a little bit. And I just wanted to, shoot a little quick podcast with him or even just a talk, right? Just to sit down and say, guys, let's get ready for 2024. I wanted to talk about where he was last year and where he's at now. And I hope that it inspired a lot of you to really look at your situation and say, listen, man, like, okay, talk's cheap. Okay, talk is talk. Like, how many times have I said I'm going to do this? And then that year didn't happen. So I just wanted to make 2 last statements. Number one, go to war with whatever you're doing now and blow it the hell up. And if you're really happy where you're at, go kill it.
Yeah.
And I love you, and stay close to me. Stay super close. But if you don't have the place and you're looking for that, all right, where do I belong? Where are my people? I love this, Andy. How can I join? Very simple. Go to Alex Smith, okay? Go to Alex H. Smith, right? On Instagram. You're going to see his face. It's very simple. You click on the link in his bio, and it will say, go ahead and fill out some questions, send over a video. When you do, it's very easy. If you are who you say you are and you are who you want to become, you will be accepted. You will be a part of the team. They'll talk about what relocating looks like if you need to. They're in a lot of states. Some people move, some people don't. There's leaders everywhere. You can decide what that looks like on the inside. But most importantly, you're going to plug into everything that we talked about on this podcast. And all that I pray is that all of you have this opportunity to live your best life and be happy as hell in 2024, make a lot of money, help a lot of people, make impact on the world, be around a great team, and obviously just overcome anything in your life. And if anybody doesn't believe in you, dude, we believe in you. It's the truth. So let's get ready for war. You want to say anything before we shut this off?
I mean, the last thing I would say is do whatever you can to keep your edge. Whatever company you're with, you're happy, everything's going great.
Yep.
Keep your freaking edge, because other people are going to have an edge, and they're always going to keep killing it. They're always going to keep going to work, especially if they're around other people going to war on a daily basis. So when Thanksgiving comes up, when Christmas, when New Year's comes up, don't wait till New Year's to become different. Don't wait till New Year's to make the change you need to make today. Make it today, and at New Year's, you should be that new person already.
Yeah, New Year changes never work.
Yeah, it never works.
Yeah.
And I know you've heard that message a bunch, but I just want you guys to figure out how to keep an edge. Stop calling off days. Start calling them edge days. And what are you going to do to keep an edge? You usually got to do something physical to keep an edge. You usually got to do something mental. You usually got to be around other people. And the last thing I would say is, besides keeping your edge, because I just want you all to keep it, because it's a powerful thing when you go into a Monday with an edge. Most people do not. Most people are just restarting on a Monday. They're just trying to get going. And that's why, 50% of people die. They chug a bunch of coffee and they just die on a Monday, right? From heart attacks. That's just what happens.
Yep.
So keep your edge. Don't have off days, have edge days. I want you to transition over that language, because when you start communicating that way, that's what's going to end up becoming the way you operate. And there was a second part, but I forgot it when I got on my tangent.
Hey, doesn't matter, dude. We covered a lot of stuff. But I want to tell you, I love you, bro. Hey, we're family for life. A lot of you do business with me. You got great businesses. I hope that you listened to Alex, and I hope that it inspired you to really go kick some ass this next year. And for anybody that's out there that just, needs another place, a place to plug into, somewhere to really grow. By the way, long-term, guys. Okay, make a commitment for the next couple of years to really dig into something and become great and totally self-develop and recreate your life. This is your opportunity. So much love, guys. Have a blessed day. If anybody needs anything, you can always text me. I'm going to drop it here. But my cell phone is 918-210-0254. That's 918-210-0254. You guys can text me with any questions that you have. But we got your back for life. Love you, bro. Appreciate it, man.
Love you, bro.
Let's kick some ass.
See ya.